he is a king worth following. We're looking for one, and he's available. And he's not just available, he's the only one that can be a king that will lead us to the life that we want. So who or what is your king? When Jesus invites us into his kingdom, it's the same kind of invitation that he gave to his first followers. If you go back to the Gospel of Mark in chapter 1, he says, "Come follow me." He's talking to a group of guys that were fishermen. He says, "I want you to follow me," and he invites them to give up their vocation to follow him. And a few chapters later, you'll see he invites more people, and they have to leave behind their family to follow him. So you're like, whoa, this is kind of radical. You got to give up your job and your family to follow Jesus? Well, hold on a second. If you keep reading the story, right, you discover that those fishermen, they still fished after this moment. And the guys that he asked him to leave his family, they still reconnected with their family at some point. So what does it mean? It means that Jesus says, I want you to follow me, and I want everything else to take the back seat. I want everything else in your life to be second compared to me. If you're gonna follow me, I gotta be first. Followers put Jesus first. Everything else is second. It pales in comparison because Jesus is first. And this is where it gets hard for us, right? Because it's a little difficult to give up some things. And we like ourselves being in that throne and being king. This is where it gets real personal, right? Because it moves from Jesus is a king to Jesus is my king. Some of you are like, yeah, that's why, Nick, that's why I'm not a follower of Christ. You know, I'll follow Jesus to a point. If my family can stay together, I'll follow Jesus. I'll follow Jesus if my health is what I think it should be. I'll follow Jesus if I have enough money and I don't have to have faith. I'll follow Jesus if you tell me I can do whatever I want when it comes to my sexuality and my life. If your following Jesus statement has an if in it, whatever's on the other side of the if is your king. It's the one in the throne of your heart. It's the one you're letting call the shots. It's the one you've put in charge. And can I just tell you, because I love you, whatever's on the other side of that if is a lousy king. Jesus is the only king worth following.